excited about the opportunity. We know that they have some key guys that are banged up, whether or not, how that affects their playing or not playing. They're still going to be tough to beat. They're a very good team and very well coached, so we're going to have to play our very best tomorrow to come out successful.
With Saeed's out, what do you think that opens up in the post for y'all offensively?
Well, I think he's a really good player. Number one, he's their second leading scorer. I mean, really impressed with him, having watched him a lot on film. Then I'm sure he'll be back. It's unfortunate for any player to have an injury. We've had Craig Sword dealing with a shoulder now where he couldn't practice yesterday. And, he'll hopefully practice today, but he has a labral issue in his shoulder. So everybody's going through it, especially this time of year. What they did without him in the lineup is they played a lot more zone in the last game against South Carolina. And honestly, they had a great opportunity to win. They were up 10 with 4 minutes to go. South Carolina miraculously came back and won in overtime. So, with him out, they become more of a perimeter-oriented offense, even though, they can still get the ball to Hyman low and some other guys down low. I mean, he was their key low-post threat.
What kind of challenges does Moody present on the perimeter?
Yeah, Moody is a fantastic player. I mean, leading scorer in the league, credible athlete combined with skill and really great competitor. I coached against Isaiah Thomas and Nate Robinson, both at the University of Washington when I was out west, and he reminds me a lot of those two guys. And I just read last night. I mean, Isaiah Thomas might make the All-Star team. I mean, he's that. It's just a incredible competitor and an unbelievable body, and he can hurt you in so many ways. Not just scoring or shooting deep threes from 30 feet. I mean, his range is amazing, but also he's a very good passer and a good, tough defender.
What's it like going into your first, game against Andy Kennedy? How much have you coached against him in the past, or what have you known about him?
No, I've known Andy because he worked for Bob Huggins, and he was at Cincinnati with Huggs for a number of years. That's where I first, remember meeting Andy, and he's done a great job at Ole Miss. I've never coached against Andy before, but he's done an outstanding job during his tenure at Ole Miss, and he's had a lot of success, and so he does a really fine job.
As a coach, going in your first time against Ole Miss, is there any added pressure, any added anything to this game?
Yeah, it's the biggest game of the year for Mississippi State, as it is for Ole Miss every year in terms of the rivalry. I've been in rivalries before, and this one is, very, very special. I mean, the people here at Mississippi State care more about beating Ole Miss than they do any other game of the year.
Dropping another close one, how's your team's demeanor coming off of that?
Yeah, and that was really that may have been the toughest loss we've had because we had the lead twice in the last 2 minutes, once with the ball and once without the ball. In the last minute without the ball, and we got the foul called, away from the ball. But we had a good practice yesterday, and guys are, I think they know that we did a lot of good things. So, it's not like even though we haven't had a win yet, we haven't been blown out of any game, or you said we never had a chance in any of those games. So, they know that they're right there.
So where you mentioned after the Florida game that y'all went back to the zone. Are you planning to do that again for the Ole Miss game?
I beg your pardon?
I saw where you mentioned after the Florida game that y'all went back to zone again.
We didn't go back.
Did you not? Okay,
No.
I thought
No.
I read that wrong. Is it still the plan to go man-to-man?
Yeah.
Has there been anything in
Yeah.
practice where obviously Gavin got some of the guys a lot of foul trouble and things in Florida? Has there been anything this week to try and avoid that? Is there anything you can do in practice to try and?
Yeah, we did. We did a little drill for him. I mean, he's got to. He comes out early and had a couple quick fouls in a few of our games recently, whether it's man or zone. In that last game, he's coming out swinging at the ball, and he's just got do a better job of being discerning about what shot you're trying to contest versus walling up. In our game against Tennessee, he had 3 fouls on offense. They weren't even on defense. So I mean, he's got to be do a better job of making better decisions.
At the beginning of the year, you call Malik Newman a one-and-done player. Midway through the season, how has your opinion changed, or how do you feel in that situation still?
I mean, I still think he'll have his opportunity to make that decision once our season's over. I mean, that'll be up to him and his father, based on the information they get and, what they think is best for his future. But there's no question that he'll still have a chance to put his name in. And now with the new rules, he actually could put his name in, go through the whole process, and still come back. I mean, it's effective immediately.
You've coached a lot of those type of talented players. Where does he compare? I mean, do you think he's good enough to go to the next level after this?
Yeah, he'll be an NBA player.
At the beginning of the year, you talked a lot about trying to get Gavin Ware more involved. How has he done so far this season? What more will you look for him going forward?
He's got to stay out of foul trouble. I mean, he's been more involved, no question. I mean, I didn't even realize till the last game that he had 16 in a row double-figure games, which is the second longest streak in the history of Mississippi State basketball. I was unaware of that. But we do definitely need to get him the ball. I mean, he shoots at such a high percentage and has and he shoots great from the foul line. I mean, and I talked about that going into the season. Not only when he gets fouled, it's good for us because he's shooting over 80%. I think he has the highest percentage on the team, or right there, from the foul line.
When you look at the final 5 minutes of the games, what do you see that's happening? Because you're in every single one of them. What's happening in those final 5 minutes?
Well, in if you want to go game by game, it's fouling, and that's 2 of our last games. I mean, Tennessee were down 62-60, and we're fouling instead of making them get it from the field. Same thing the other night. Now, did I agree with the call? I mean, it wasn't, in my opinion, advantage, disadvantage. I mean, you have to have the advantage. You have to be disadvantaged before you make a call with the game on the line with 43 seconds to go. But that's, in my opinion, on the call that went against Travis. But we got to play without fouling. So it's the judgment of the official that makes that call. The one that went against Tennessee was definitely a foul. I mean, that was just, an easy play to make. But, we've got to play without fouling, and we got to get stops there down the stretch. We had some shots that were, we had, Eric Holman. I mean, I talked about the fact we had our three big guys, Holman, Gavin, and Johnny all foul out combined 42 minutes of play. We got to play better with continue to play good man defense without fouling, which is a concern and has been.
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you.
Nothing else is important right now than this game for us. Even though we've been losing, this game is going to be the most important one.
What have you seen from Stephon Moody on film?
Man, he's been ridiculous. I didn't know he can play that well. I ain't seen him play since last year around this time, but he's playing his best ball ever.
What type of atmosphere are you expecting here in the home tomorrow?
I mean, every time we play Ole Miss, it always be a packed house, so hopefully everybody come out and support us tomorrow.
What's the team's demeanor kind of been like? I know a lot of games that y'all lost have been right there at the end. I mean, does that kind of wear on you, or just kind of make you hungrier?
I mean, we know we got all the tools to win game. We just got to put it all together. Everybody feel very confident that going in the game, we can try to pull one out Saturday.
Do you feel like you'll practice today, or how's it feel?
Yeah. Practice going to be quite intense like it always been. All our practice intense. So, I mean, we just got to get ready for the next opponent, which is Ole Miss.
Coach Allen mentioned your shoulder been bothering you a little bit? You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm always gonna be all right.
Anything else, guys?
Do you expect to play against tomorrow?
Oh yeah, for sure.